It is the eternal Indian dream, buying a house, a place you can call home.
I want my home, my dream home.
An investment of a lifetime for which we take huge loans or commit our life savings.
Looking for the house is really terrible.
And yet, it's a dream that for many is shattered long before it is realized.
मेरा जो सारा सपना था वो सारा टूट गया.
India is ranked the world's 5th best place for real estate investment. The growth is as rapid as it is vast. But in spite of its size, the sector is totally unregulated. For many, enduring this rising chaos means a journey through the great Indian housing nightmare.
In India, even a small investment like your mobile phone is governed by a regulatory authority. But buying a home is an open, unregulated market, leading to high prices, little check on quality and corrupt practices. In the next half an hour, we will explore this tough road that leads to your dream home.
Single and a working middle-class woman in Delhi, Nuzhat Ali finds the going tough. When every 11 months, she moves from one rented flat to another.
Living in Delhi is so difficult, and looking for the house is really terrible. We seriously don't know where to go.
Nuzhat's search for a dream home drove her to Noida Extension. She borrowed money from friends and family to make the initial 4 lakh payment for a 2-bedroom flat at a project called Shubhkamna.
Actually 2-bedroom hai ye.
But Nuzhat's dream has been taken hostage by the land acquisition battle now raging in Noida Extension.
Getting a house was like a dream, but now it's turning into a nightmare.
Over 1 lakh buyers are caught in a bind after the Allahabad High Court upheld local farmers' appeals that their land had been illegally acquired by the Greater Noida Development Authority. As farmers demand higher compensation, the builders say they're running out of funds. The government is largely silent. Deals involving 2,000 hectares of land and 32 builders have gone sour, and the buyers, unaware of the original land deals in this procedurally complicated market, are now helpless.
I don't have that kind of time and energy where I can go to court, I can sit on the road, I can do the dharna, I can do hunger strike. I don't have that kind of time.
The crisis has converted R.P. Tyagi, a retired IAS officer, into an activist. This small room is now the headquarters of the Noida Extension Flat Buyers Welfare Association, who are rallying buyers into an effective pressure group.
Buyers of Noida Extension are mostly middle class, lower middle class, not even upper middle class. So, and most of them need house for themselves, not for investment.
Tyagi says the buyers trusted the builders and the Greater Noida Authority. No one had an idea how the land had been acquired from the farmers. With no regulatory authority for the real estate industry, buyers don't know where to complain.
When the land is acquired, land is purchased by the builder, the buyer should be informed by every step. Every step of builder should be given information to the buyer. So, but it is not happening.
Landscape podium banaya, which is 10 feet.
The Noida land row is a wake-up call for buyers. Rajiv Saxena has paid a 5 lakh advance for a flat in Noida's Sector 121 and is now anxiously checking his land title deals, even though his project does not fall under the High Court ruling.
Progress after Shaveri Land's decision, 2-3 sectors daily used to come in dispute list of dispute sector. So naturally I am very much anxious and depression also.
I think it's again it's a lesson because as far as the land acquisition story is concerned, the consumer would not really be bothered. So the consumer largely is bothered with the profile of the developer, with the track record of the developer, with the nature of the product, and does not really look beyond that.
The real estate industry contributes about 5% to India's GDP.
and is expected to reach a size of $180 billion by 2020. But unfortunately, it is one of the most unorganized sectors in the country. Its contribution is enough that government takes steps to regulate it to make it more transparent.
This lack of transparency has left even big developers in a fix, including the Amrapali Group, which was promising grand villas at Noida Extension. Group MD Anil Sharma says Amrapali has invested over 1,000 crores in projects now stalled by the farmers' protests. He says, as they were buying land from the government, they thought nothing could go wrong.
So at this juncture, I don't say even developer is at fault, because they had bought land directly from the authority through auctions. So we can say if something has happened, it has got its own solution.
But what happens if you run into a dubious developer? At the Green City project in Haryana's Bhiwari district, Sumit Agarwal saw his future home, investing 7.4 lakhs in a plot way back in 2007. In 2009, the builder surprised Sumit, informing him that the land was in dispute with farmers and refused to refund his money. Following legal action, the Green City chairman is now under arrest. But Sumit says the experience was traumatic.
Definitely, that's been very difficult. Actually, it's very difficult for us now to own a home actually, and after all these scams, we are actually psychologically hit, we are financially hit. I think we are not able to actually afford a good house.
In Mumbai too, murky land records have affected over 5 lakh residents of the Mumbai Thane extension. Professor Raghunath moved to his Mulund home in 1979. 26 years later, he finds it could be declared illegal. In 2005, it emerged that over 1,000 acres of this land was notified as forest area in the 1960s, but the Revenue Department had failed to update land records. Residents have moved the Supreme Court, but Raghunath says it's an unfair price to pay for a government mistake.
Absolutely, there is no mistake on the part of any of these societies, because the society has constructed the buildings by following due processing. So naturally they are not responsible. So naturally now the government has to come forward, help us in coming out of this sticky situation.
For 6 years now, over 5 lakh residents have been waiting for a favourable verdict. The Supreme Court, which has been hearing the case for the last 2 years, has now referred it to a new bench which started a fresh hearing on the 17th of July.
I want my home, my dream home.
This legal battle has severely impacted the Thapar family too. Rajesh Thapar booked a flat in Mulund in 2005. But now, with uncertainty over the project, the builder has offered to return his money. But Rajesh says the prices have risen and his dream home is out of his reach.
With all the permissions, the builder, as he has started a project, he was given commencement certificate and everything was on order. So how can it overnight become a forest? And there was no one to answer our questions properly because everyone was blank.
ये यहाँ से लेके वहाँ तक 49 है और इधर ये झाड़ियों वाला ये 49 में आता है.
Om Prakash Arora has also been seeking answers from the Haryana government for over 9 years.
सारे lucky draws है.
In 2002, he bought this plot of land from the Haryana Urban Development Authority,
Lifetime you build a home.
emptying his Provident Fund savings to make the 3.25 lakh payment.
इसका possession ले लो.
He was told he would get possession of the plot in 2005. But that did not happen. And in 2008, Huda sent him a letter saying his land has been stuck in a legal battle since 2000. He's 64 and he has lost his money and his land.
कोर्ट ने कहा है कि ये केस अभी भी चल रहा है. उसके बाद हमने इनको कहा कि हमें कोई अल्टरनेटिव प्लॉट दे दो, क्योंकि हमें रहने के लिए जगह एक अच्छी जगह मिल जाएगी तो हम अपनी ज़िंदगी जो बची हुई है उसको अच्छी तरह से गुजार सकेंगे. मगर 10 साल होने को हैं, हमें कोई इन्होंने ना अल्टरनेटिव प्लॉट दिया है ना इसका फैसला किया है.
An RTI query has revealed that Arora was one of the 7 other cases where land title deeds had been challenged in court. But Huda simply failed to inform Arora, even as they took away his life savings.
मेरा जो सारा सपना था वो सारा टूट गया.
Industry watchers say it's not just the lack of regulations. there is an absence of an exact land mapping system in India, because of which land records are in a mess. More transparent sale deeds would also help, they say.
Give a clear definition to the title of the properties. At times, transactions or sale deeds simply cannot be executed because there is no clarity from the government. Whether the government itself tells, don't admit a sale deed in this area because we are yet to come up with and decide upon the land use.
Coming up, how even after you have bought a home and taken possession, your housing nightmare may not end.
When we came here, there was no whitewash, no electrical wires were there, no switchboards were there, even water connection, taps and these things, they were not installed.
Since the mid-90s, a real estate boom has fed the dreams of a perfect home. The sector has attracted foreign direct investment worth $2.8 billion between 2000 and 2009.
आशाओं का घर यूं ही नहीं बनता.
The advertisements offer you all you could ever want, including celebrity neighbors, world-class infrastructure and amenities. But often, what's promised is not what you get. Abhay Upadhyay was promised quality homes in the country's first foreign direct investment project, the Kolkata West International City, a joint venture of the Indonesian Salim and Siputra Group and Kolkata's Universal Success Enterprise. It promised homes to 36,000 people, but 5 years after it was flagged off, the first phase looks like a ghost town. Abhay's bungalow, promised by 2008, looks like this.
We wanted to know why, what is the reason of the delay. Once we started interacting with the management, we realized that we are in a situation where we cannot do anything. If they tell us that they have a problem with contractors and suppliers, which they always were telling us, what we can do and what is the way we can check.
Today the foreign partners have quit the project. The promoters accept responsibility, but blame the state government for delaying clearances.
Essentially because of the delays in getting the permissions, and we did not get our environmental clearance till 2008 end, though we took the land in 2005, and we could only start construction in 2009 on a massive scale.
The story of Kolkata West International City so far is a story of shattered dreams. But more than the pain, anguish and uncertainty that the upwardly mobile middle class of the city is having to suffer in the hands of real estate barons, the experience with this project says that dreaming big may sometimes come at a very high price.
Navjeet Miglani and his wife Shivani are victims of unkept promises. They paid 30 lakhs for an apartment on the outskirts of Chandigarh. And then the problems began. They were handed over the flat a year late. But instead of paying any penalty, the builder asked Navjeet to sign backdated possession documents.
Possession हमें मिला 2011 में, डेट लिखी हुई है 2010.
And then, more problems. The colony has no state electricity supply. It runs only on generators. There are open lift shafts and loose wires in the playground. Narrow roads, a messy drainage system, and even infrastructure like the community center, the gym and the swimming pool are not what the couple were promised.
It was promised that they'll complete the club in March 2010, and still it's 2011 and there's no sign of work going on in there, and electrical wirings are open in here and it's quite dangerous.
We are lucky that we got a DDA.
Anuj Sharma will tell you that government undertakings are no different. He was happy when a DDA housing draw got him a flat in South Delhi's Dwarka area.
Just look at the status of the equipment, all the pipes, they are broken, lying outside.
But when he took possession in November 2007, Anuj got a rude shock.
They just covered it with cement. When we booked the flat that time, it was said, it's a already move-in type of accommodation. But when we came here, there was no whitewash, no electrical wires were there, no switchboards were there, even water connection, taps and these things, they were not installed.
According to the Airport Authority of India's guidelines, it's mandatory that beacons be installed on buildings that are above 300 meters in height and within a 20-kilometer radius of the airport. Now, the complex we're at is well within 3 kilometers of the airport, and of the 13 towers here, only 2 have beacons installed, a clear violation of the building safety norms.
For resale homes, poor infrastructure is a familiar problem, as the Saxenas found out when they bought this house on Jaipur's Ajmer Road. Water is still being supplied to this locality through tankers. And these villas here still await electricity connections, parks, roads and markets.
पानी का तो ये कहते हैं कि हम पाइपलाइन चालू करेंगे तो प्रेशर से लाइन पाइप फट जाएगा, बहुत कम लोग रहने वाले हैं। एक यहाँ मार्केट नहीं है, तो सब्जी लेना हो तो बाहर जाना पड़ता है। जनरल स्टोर वगैरह भी वो टेम्परेरी टाइप के एक दो गांव वाले टाइप के डाल रखे हैं।
Asha Chaudhary paid a booking amount of 2 lakh rupees in 2006. In 2007, another 12 lakhs. She was promised possession in 2009.
Some 40 fancy promises in this glossy brochure are a far cry. 2 years after she was promised possession, this is how the township that houses Asha's dream house looks like. Under construction and far from completion.
In 2008, Asha was shocked to hear that the builders were in jail for real estate fraud and the project was stalled. In December 2010, another firm took over, promising delivery by 2012. Asha now just wants her money back. But in spite of legal notices, the new builder has not responded.
My money is blocked now. Since so many years, these are blocked. They are not giving me any extra income. Moreover, they are giving me mental tensions.
Over 1,000 investors in Hyderabad are also waiting. They put their money in this elite Metas Hill County project, run by the family of former Satyam chief Ramalinga Raju. Since the Satyam scam in 2009, the project has been stuck in legal battles.
We really do not have the breakdown.
Buyers like Sai Chintala have paid up to 60 lakhs for their high-end flats. But even today, this is what the site looks like.
We thought we'll see some ray of hope. There is some hope. One day we will get our apartments. Would that be 2 years from now and 10 years from now? We're not sure.
After the buyers protested, the government got infrastructure company ILNFS to take over, promising delivery by the end of 2012. But Sai's doubts remain. Market watchers say that to ensure promises are kept, legal contracts with developers should be more detailed.
They're the list of things that you get excited about, saying, oh, quality of life will be so good. But that needs to be specified in an annexure to the legal contract, saying that the property that you're buying is going to have all these amenities.
But developers say delays are at times unavoidable.
The workforce is not properly trained, the systems are not there, the machineries are not there, and whatever engineers you have in the market, they are also hopping from one developer to another developer to another developer and asking for more and more money.
Online realty surveys confirm the housing mess. Sulking buyers most commonly complain of poor construction, reduced carpet area, hidden costs, and the unchecked use of black money.
Unaccountable money is nothing new in this sector. It's been happening from past many years. What one needs is a body who can control this, and if that is done, the segment which is suffering because of that will get some comfort.
Honest consumers depend on bank loans, but even here, the devil is often in the fine print. And regular loan rate hikes too are a sore point with consumers.
Every single lender in the country, barring nobody, every single lender in the country has increased rates when interest rates have gone up, but when they went down, for existing consumers they didn't reduce rates.
By 2012, India will face an estimated deficit of 26 million homes. There's huge demand, rampant speculation and vast reserves of black money. All this makes any kind of regulation hard to implement. But we hope that the government bites the bullet and takes tough measures before more housing dreams turn into a nightmare. Goodbye and thank you for watching.